Yo, yo, I think. Never sure with this one these days, but we are going to be playing some 200 Zoom, hopefully. If 500 runs, we'll play. Come on, open the tables. 3, 4. Nice. Let's fucking go. Followed everything. Gonna 3-bet this one if I get a chance. Take it down. Thank you. Uh, 20 might end up in the middle. Probably would have called heads up with the 4s. Ace-3 suited. Going to 3-bet versus a guy I got labeled as a fish. Cold 4-bet. Can't do anything about that. Yeah, fuck it. I'm in a 3-betting mood today. This guy jamming would be annoying, but nice. Finally, what a pot. Got him. We're going to start with a check out of position. Very small bet to start with. We're going to continue. It's actually slightly better for our range when he goes 1/3, I think, because we have all like the pocket 8s and stuff more than he does. But I will just fold. I mean, Obet's like a little bit excessive, but I don't think he's supposed to do that, but oh well. I do think that the GG hands loaded faster than the stars hands. There's 40 people in the pool. It's not a dead pool. I think. I need my dopamine. Oh, we got a 10x open under here. Just a normal thing at 200 Zoom, everyone. High stakes public Zoom. I've been gone for 5 years and you guys still haven't got better. You guys are still play this way. King Queen going to be a call, I think, here. Interesting flop. Definitely should mix in some check raising here. I think this is a reasonable hand to check raise. Given that it's basically one of the best hands we ever have here. If he jams, I will have to call off and I will lose to ace king. But I'm going to lose to ace king a lot of runouts anyway. Oh. Well, I guess I think I'm supposed to check a lot here. I guess I check down. Sunday night Zoom, good to see you, Chris. I'm going to jam. Over here, we call a 3-bet and a double barrel, and then we just jam the river. Here we jam. Okay, well, I guess on that turn we're going broke regardless of how we played that. Take a 7 dealer. Nope. Fine. Table 2, single raise pot. I think we're slightly too good to bluff this river after it gets checked down. Not sure what bluff he has to check all the way down there. I don't know why that should have done that, but the cashier is definitely wrong. Oh no, it's right. I have a random. It just pops these up for no reason. Does anyone know what these are anymore? The stars pop-up technology is Stone Age. Biggest poker site in the world can't deal with pop-ups. Well, ex-biggest poker site in the world, I guess. Oops. Bucket sixes. We can check raise this flop sometimes. Depends on position sizes, all that kind of good stuff. 6 of hearts probably makes it more of a call, given that we have a little bit more equity on the heart turns. That sizing though, I really want to check raise that, but this hand just makes it such a good call. The diamond's good as well. The reason the diamond's good is because if he's got backdoor flush draws, like with the 6 of diamonds in his hand, it's not going to hit on the turn as often. Therefore, we can he's not going to barrel as often, which is good for this hand. And now we just get to value bet. He's thinking about queen high here, I guess. No good, sir. What did he have? Ace high. You had ace queen. Come on, I want to play big pots. Give me some hands. See bet. Rainbow turn. I think I'll barrel that one. And I'm gonna give that one up, I think. You win. Jack 8 is good. Jack 8 offsuit. Interesting call pre. So how are you guys? Is this better on YouTube than Twitch? Because fuck Twitch. Can't get on. King 9 going to fold. King Jack going to fold. I had aces for a while. Or kings. Or queens. What's the biggest hand we've had so far? I guess we barrel that. Good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Why is that a thing now? It actually feels a little bit thin now. Doesn't have too many worse flushes. And he has a couple of traps. He is king queen call sometimes. I can't call a raise here because I can have, yeah, he might just have infinite folds and no calls there. What am I gonna do here? I think I can squeeze this and call off that jam there. I squeeze a bit smaller because that guy is in the middle. Be a little bit scary if he flats because he might be trapping. I mean, I obviously fold to this, I think. Okay. Stars and its pop-ups. Thank you for telling me about a random ticket that I don't know what to do with. Good day from Battaya. How are you? I miss Battaya. Ace 9, multi-way, just check, and now fold. Come on, I want to play a big pot. Without King Queen versus tens. Jack 10 suited going to flat here. Got a couple of fish behind. Take a free one. Don't think I get away with this. Might get away with that though. If it's big, I'm not loving this. What does this check? Having the fish in the pot, just have to bet, right? I don't have too many bluffs here, but I also don't expect them to trap very often. Nice. 10-9, we defend. I think I'll take a free one. Got him. I think we can bet this now. I didn't know you could do the finger wiggle. Come on, I want to play a big pot. That's a fold. Nothing's happening. Feels like Game of Thrones season 1. This Mandu guy's always got big stacks, and I don't think he plays very well, from what I've seen. So I'm trying to say that to reassess my opinion, because if I keep seeing a guy with big stacks, I just assume that they playing a lot, therefore can't be losing all the time. I promise the live stream will be uploaded. You don't need to stay, but I appreciate it. Nah, this is the biggest they got. For Zoom, at least. 5 deuce, we was check call flop. Then to see there. What is, yeah, like there's 2 players at Barn to Zoom right now. It's alright, we can rebuild it. We'll get the people back. We'll get all the RTA wizards unbanned so they can play with us again. Ace deuce, going to flat. Take a free one. I love Pattaya. I think it's like literally one of the best cities in the world. I didn't really leave because I wanted to leave Pattaya. I left because Thailand's becoming increasingly annoying with visas and business. And unfortunately, because I have business there, I better just like keep my nose clean and my visa's clean, and they just make it too hard. So until I sell my villas, I'm gonna be way more careful. Check call flop here, debating what to do on the turn. But then we get the bluff this river now. Jack, 10, ace, straight. Yep. Eight's like really borderline there. Apparently, this is the lowest period of foreign investment into Thailand property for 50 years, which was ideal for me trying to sell 3 villas. Not. And now you've got this huge clampdown on foreign ownership, which is stressful. I thought I was out the game. Just gonna chill on my 200k a year in Thailand. Nah, the poker gods have brought me back. How long do you think it takes to go from 5k bankroll being tuned to Zoom for a living worth getting coaching? If so, how much? 1 second, let me just bet this. I don't know. It's different for different people, right? It's like, how intelligent are you? If you're intelligent, you'll change your behaviors fast. If you're not intelligent, you'll keep doing the same things over and over again. It's hard for anyone to recognize their leaks. That's why they're leaks. Coaching, if it's the right coach, is extremely beneficial. think of it like this. If you're making what is this? Like, just someone tell me what this is. What am I supposed to do? Stop, stop popping up. I don't understand. Why does it do that? Like, you think about it, like if you're winning at $30 an hour, and a coach can make you win at $40 an hour, then paying that, how much should you pay that coach? Because like, if you're planning on staying in poker for a long time, $10 an hour for life, that's worth a lot of money, really. How many hours are you gonna play? On a rainbow, I think I can check this. Yeah, I think I like check. We should check that river though, and then it's annoying if you got there, but we also sort of got there two on the turn, I guess. Okay, nice. 3-bet, C-bet. I'm gonna go 1/3 again on the turn here. Yeah, so if a coach gets you $10 an hour and he charges you $1,000 for it, you just gotta play 100 hours and you win. So as long as you're confident that the coach can increase your hourly and you're willing to then put in those hours, then what is the problem? Well, sorry, not what is the problem. Like, of course you should always invest in getting to that. It's like a no-brainer. I'm not sure what to do here. I think I'm just getting a bit big. Ace Queen defended. There's a business guy I really like, Alex Hormozy. I'm gonna fall versus the large sizing versus cutoff here. It's close. Versus but I never fold even versus that size. And he basically says the best investment you can make is into yourself. So yeah, you should invest in yourself until you're, you know, until you're making infinite, and then the only thing you should really care about is if you are confident that coach can help increase your win rate, and then it's just a trade-off, right? I'm talking a little bit of nonsense while I try and focus on what the fuck's going on. And that's too small to fold to. Again, this guy's doing some weird shit. Always got big stacks though. What's my PLO game like? It's okay. But, you know, maybe I'm just a random hold and player that just thinks I'm okay at everything. Good to see you, Roscoe. Thank you for the good lucks. You're the reason I consider moving to Pattaya. It wasn't even ready before living in Europe for now. Yeah, Pattaya's the best, man. Like, it's so cheap, it's so convenient, it's so safe. There's good people. There's bad people there too, but there's good people there. There's tourists, and it's fun. And then you live in your condo, you do your thing, you eat your good food, you go to the good gym. If you want to have fun, you have fun. Going for the double barrel here with the rainbow turn. He's in the tank. He doesn't like folding, this guy. This guy that calls Jack 8 off pre and like does some weird 2.5x 3 bets. On the tank call, I mean, this guy's pretty stubborn, but I don't think I'm going to necessarily bluff now just because of that. I am going to give up, but If he jams, I might call. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously extremely stubborn. Doesn't make my bet bad, because if I'm betting for value there pretty wide, then I'll still make money long term. Yeah, I don't know much about Portugal, but I went there as a kid. I know a lot of people moving there now. They're saying it's getting slightly worse now, not in terms of a place, in terms of like the government rules and stuff. I don't think we do well with this. I think we check lose, but pray for Jack 10. Nope. Nothing really happening, but not really winning any big pots. Well, let's see if Mr. Stubborn wants to pay all the bets now. Nope. I'll call a min 3-bet. Maybe that's enough. Well, we gotta get this pot bigger, and we are playing against a min 3-bet, so and we will fall to the check raise. Come on, I want to win the big pot. Because I shouldn't say play big pots, I should win big pots. Come on. I want some action. Finally got some aces. And I got to walk. Spoke too soon. Trying to force it with 6-4 hearts here. Nope, nope, nope. No one plays pots at 200 Zoom. What's going on? Never got a 3 with ace king on that board. I don't barrel this one, I don't think, with the spades. What are you saying, Pigness? You can have it, I think. Pocket tens in position. Don't know much about this guy. The 25 bigs, I guess we just have to shove, right? Okay. Easiest jam with ace king, he says. Well, he's not really supposed to have too many calls on the turn. His 5-4 suited is definitely an overcall, which would have been one of his folds, but one hand is going to call and then fold the river. There's a lot of 7x once he calls a large size on the turn. I'm going to call fold like this. Check raising over here. Ooh. Pretty quick, large 3-bet, which unfortunately we have to fold to. 3-bet size is supposed to be 2x. So I let that go. Would have turned the second nuts and there would have been a terrible river. But we also think that was stubborn too, because I think that was, given the nature, the run out came a 10, right? So unlikely that he had a 10 there. And if he had an unlikely 10, his value range is like over pairs. And it's quite large, a very stubborn raise there. Probably a bluff, to be honest. This is close. Think we're going to fold this one. Do some 4-betting there too. Yeah, you'd hope that with inflation, these regs would have figured something out. But here we are. 200 Zoom, glory days. Like they never left. Now, we just did it to the game, man. We love it. Pots, the queen high flops. Interesting. He's supposed to 2x pot the turn, right? Not quite, but yeah. I mean, the king of spades is actually bad for me here. I guess I call and call the spade rivers. Well, that's my calling one. All right. We double barreled here for overbet. We're going to overbet the river again. I don't think he has a bluff here. King 10 and king deuce. He's not got 10-7. He's a reg as well. Side note, we got 3-bet and double barreled into. We're going to jump this river. He folds with queens. You could have twos, but that would have check raised the flop. Nah, it's just not a bluff. It's just not a bluff. It's just not a bluff. It's just king 10 always. Flame me if you want. It was. I'll show you the hand. It was. It was like open, c bet, over turn, call, and then over river, and then he check jams. Like when I over the turn and over the river, like his twos are not jamming there very often. Because he could have check raised them on the flop. He could have king seven actually. Wow, even king seven is kind of sort of thin. But king ten obviously. I mean, unless he's not bluffing king jack. Like his king jack, he's just going to play call, right? And if he does bluff king jack, he deserves the pot. And I'm going to over at this turn. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida. What's that about? Someone teach me. Can we win a big pot, please? I think it's close on the turn. I guess I go check. Yeah, check is okay. And then value at the river. Then mixing a 3-bet. We're open. This would be a nice sneaky one. Would have interested there. Caught a small 3-bet here from an unknown. I'm going to continue with call. I don't think we lead that turn. Checks back, we're pretty happy. Half pot, I guess we have to cycle. Hope he gives up. If that's 50, it's going to be really annoying. What you went half pot, and then you want to go 1.5x? Is that a thing? What you got, like 6x? What? 4, 5, 6x? I guess you can have 6x. Just a bit strange to play the hand that way. Where are you from? Bulgaria. Let's pull out, see if we can use some racism to find a call. I don't know what to make of this. If you'd have bet $50, I would just click call. When he bets 150, I feel like it's more polarized, and I can have a 6. So is he doing that because he has no idea what he's doing? or because he has a 6 and just hopes to click call, or pocket 7s, or 3x. But no, the 3x doesn't make sense, but the 6x might. It's such a weird sizing. Weird aces, maybe? No, it's not aces. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm flipping a coin in my head here, and I'm probably gonna call. Yeah, weird aces. Interesting. I wasn't happy by that one. Just trying to think if I think I should just probably just fold, not really worry about it too much. It's just so weird. It's always weird aces, right? And like he's got a tiny stack over here. So this guy is obviously a bit of a fish. I don't know whether that means I'm going to call more often or less often now that I know he's a fish. Start with a bet. Now I've got my aces. Aces, we take it down. I'm going to 4-bet call off here. I don't like that. Start with a C-bet. I guess we have to sort of give up now. I have no time back. Pray for like, yeah, ace queen off. I don't know what we beat here, but we're gonna pray for it. A chat back and then jam river. Oh, you fuck's sake! I don't have enough time to solve this one. I don't know what he's blocking with there, but I'm out of there. Playing any streams soon? This is a stream, isn't it? Won't believe it. I don't plan on leaving Asia. They did invite me to a stream in Korea, but that was a bit. The guy that organized it, I don't know. Like it was seemed to be a little bit overpromised and underdelivered. King 9 on the turn. I think we can check. I guess I can't check now. I don't think I want to raise this. Anything on a half pot I snap. Is the 9 good enough to value bet here? Like the kicker? I guess he has a lot of 9-8s here. Interesting, I think. What? He had Queen 8. Can you see that? Queen 8. Queen 9 with 3-bet C-bet. Yeah, Bulgaria stole the pot. I don't think so, kid. I think we bet fold this turn. Still a call by like 10-8. If I had Jack 9, I could check. I don't love it, but like 7-6 of hearts is gonna pay me, right? Ace 7 of hearts. Oh fuck, the raise is insanely annoying, but we are bet folding. Start with a c-bet with jacks. And he's doing the same thing, but we have an annoying hand, but with the jack spades, we're just flat here. These. And then we just check call the river, I guess. You got loads of like pocket sevens, pocket eight type hands. I'm debating whether I want to induce now. Like if I go like 1/3 to call off versus like sevens that jam the river, because he should bet the turn, with a flush draw, right? So I think actually induce is better. I'm betting to call a jam here. I wanted to jam like pocket sevens with a spade. Balls. I like my bet though. Easy reasoning chat. Me? Or you? Oh, this is Bulgaria. Let's just bet call again. Can't fold. Pray for me. Oh, so he had a bluff that time. So he is a spaz. So I actually like my call now with nines. I'm going to call in position even though the guy's short stacked here. Time to go with it. I guess I just bet big and hope that he doesn't jam ace high. Problem with check is if he jams a turn, I can't call. Whereas I can just run it now and get some faults. That's fine. And we're ahead. Nice. We lost Bulgaria. There he is. Revenge. That's what we need now. Trips. I think we can 3-bet for value here. See you later, buddy. Check call the flop here. Check, check, turn. I've decided to flat in position versus Bulgaria. Gonna check the flop. Guess I can call half here. Kind of have to bluff the river. Even though I don't expect too many faults. It's only about a third. Yeah, it's annoying, but whatever. 10-9, we call a 3-bet in position. I don't know, I don't really play red tables. Let's play Zoom. He's not going to fold too many ace highs here, so I just take my free card, I think. I can try and rep the king, I think. Not if he does it first. Call a 3-bet in position with Jack 10, calling the flop. And then fold the turn to that sizing. Nines, call a 3-bet and a C-bet. I'm going to check call the river, I think. Oh, I don't like that. Queens, I'm going to jam, even though it's a little bit big. I'm going to fold to that large size with nines. It doesn't need to bluff for that size, does it? Debating king 4. Could be ahead with king high. Could get there. Yeah, I think it's a call. Be like 8-9 of spades on the turn. Queen jack of spades. For that reason, I check. Yeah, I beat that and then lost. But I think that made it a call. Even just not just the bare gut shot. The gut shot got it over the line. There's a lot of bad players. Like lots of like short stacks and spazzes all over this. All over the shop at the moment. So definitely a beatable limit. River the 10 of hearts to put me in a spot. Oof. Would like to win a big pot today. Look at this, a whole table of blue. Blue and purple on my fish and whale tags. Alright, I'm in. Slowly bleeding. Slowly bleeding. This is when you just want to stream highlights. But to get the stream highlights, I've got to play through the bleeds. This is a very small little raise, so I guess we're in. I'll call $2. I'll call $4. Ooh. It's not as fun when they check the flop. More fun when he bets, for sure. I think I raised this on the turn. Just play super face up, it's fine. Okay. We call a 3-bet and a C-bet, and we're going to call the turn here with our full house. Okay. That was a bit of a cooler there. I don't think ace 5 lost the 3-bet though. Must be doing it for the stream. A6, we were going to check call. I think we just check fold the turn. Oh, won a couple pots though. Can't complain. Definitely consider a raise here, and off we go. Seven is a shutdown card. And this guy is a stubborn caller, so I'm not bluffing this guy. I'm just hoping to see 10-9. Yep, fine. Yeah, pretty brutal, the story with Stars A. That's why I think Daniel Negreanu always makes a big deal out of the Stars owner, what was his name, Isaiah Schoenberg or whatever his name is, to sort of point out like how much of a, he tried to do the right thing. He even, and he even almost got arrested and regulating bullshit, all that kind of stuff. 7-2 on the turn. I think we try and show it down. Interesting call on the flops here. Sevens again here. We see bet into two people actually, and we'll take a free card on the turn. That should slow him down. If he bluffs, he should bluff big, I think. It's reasonable size to bluff. And he's not got a king now. He's either got like two pair, which is fine. I'm gonna fold. How did this happen? Oh, we called in position here with king queen with two fish behind. Without the club, I think I check. And then we get to bet for value now. The bonus play and explain under Shadowcat 5K. I don't know. Maybe my accounts are fucked now. That was my OG account. I'm hoping high stakes poker's coming up, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, he snap checked the river, but I can't bet that one. Oh, he found it as well. I think my patience should get rewarded this session. Don't know any ginger wrap. I don't even know what that is. Oh, that's fine. I will take the something of clubs, and I'll take the river 3 of clubs. I mean, I'm obviously gonna check jam with the nuts. It's even the nuts because we blocked the straight flush, but I don't think we bet. My slow roll in the jams. Might slow roll. What did he have? Jack. How has he not bluffed that one? That'd have been so fun if we just had like ace 10. This hole, like versus the zero bluff. Making a mental note. That's like the best one to bluff as well with a club in his hand. See bet. Nope. Nope. Ooh, pocket aces. Any action, please, dealer? Come on. Check calling here, even though it's pot. This guy likes to use the pot button. I wish I had Jack 10. Just something slightly better. We'll 3-bet this one. So it was an ace. See a bit. That's not the worst turn in the deck. I'll do a barrel for a quarter, I think. We'll go third or a quarter. I think quarter on the ace. Especially without the king of hearts. Is this Brandon's brother? Is this Brandon's brother? Brandon is my brother. I just don't know what he bluffs here. Gonna call this. I check raise, and he 3-bet me pretty big. I'm gonna call. And check jam this turn, I guess. We're pretty deep though. Jam is too big, right? Pray for like Queen Jack of Hearts. Jack 10 of Hearts. Got him. Ugh. What did he have? Jack 8 of Hearts. Got him. Oh, fuck. Glad the heart didn't come. Oh, wait. Got him. What is my win rate on this Zoom? I think back in the day, my biggest sample, like, which is like millions of hands, was like 2.7 to 2.8. And obviously you go through waves because like you oops, what was I doing? Like for example, like obviously when you shot take, you're not winning at the highest win rate, and obviously when you play all the pools, you're not winning at the highest win rate. So, and obviously you get better over time, right? So your win rate towards the end of the sample is probably better. Um, and obviously you're going to have different win rates at different times of the day versus different regs and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, it was 2.7 over a large sample, but I would say based on what I'm seeing in these particular pools these days, I don't know if the reg's gone up significantly. I don't think it has. I would expect myself to be a 4 big blind winner in these pools, dare I say it. I don't know. I mean, I would love to be able to tell you for Fire to Zoom. Fire to Zoom was a lot smaller. Fire to Zoom over a long period was like 1.5. But the thing is with the Fire to Zoom stuff, there was always a battle. It was like I was always like there was a lot of guys that would show you like win rates of 7 bigs in the Fire to Zoom pools, but they would be like 80,000 hand samples, and they would just pull select the fuck out of it. And mine was close to like 1.5, 1.7, I think I've got in my head. But I always saw Fire to Zoom when I was coming up. One, you get your ass handed to you when you first shot took it, and two, you kind of paid for your lessons. And realistically, 500 Zoom was more about getting better. And so, by the same logic, if it was 1.7 over like, it probably wasn't as many hands. It was probably close to like 600,000 ish hands. I don't remember off the top of my head. Then I would expect that overall my win rate in good pools, in really good pools, like the way that other people played it, and playing at the weekends with like 80-player pools, I'd expect it to be closer to 2.5, maybe 3 big blinds if I was playing my best. Am I playing better now? Yes and no. There are some parts of my game that have been more concrete now, because when you go away, you kind of like formulate your ideas and you and stuff like that are they're more seeped in. But there are little bits that I'm definitely a little bit like, what the fuck is this guy up to now? Like, and I'm a little bit suspicious when I probably shouldn't be. Just need to get in the habit of the metagame with some of the pulls, and I'm a bit rusty with some of my ranges, and that's me just being lazy. Like some of my 3-bet and 4-betting ranges and that kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna flop this. I should check raise this a lot, but I'm gonna flop. I just turned it straight over here. That's nice. And we have a flush, so we just bet big, right? And let's check down his turn here. He folds. Yeah, so in the turn Zoom pool, what did I just say? Probably like 2 point something over a long period. But me, what would I, if I deleted all that and I played it again, I think it would be closer to 4.5. I don't like when he 3x's because he's short stacked, so I'm going to flat. I'm going to fold to pot. What happened here? I defended. I guess I have to call 1. Fuck. This fold 9 was really good. Misclick. I guess I call 2. Maybe I got there. Nope. I was drawing dead. Aces, it goes open, 3-bet, call 4-bet. We flat aces here because he can have bluffs, so we just flat usually. And we lose the kings. Would be ace king now. We have less ace kings too because we would have just jammed them pre. It's just, I think we're just supposed to bet 10% pot here. It just achieves way more than check because it gives him his option back. And obviously we call. Nice. Got him. I'm not sure why he checked there. I think he wants to have that in his betting range. Probably doesn't realize he can bet so small. This King 5 could be a 4-bet, but I don't like 4-betting whales. I tend to, like, I say this to my students all the time. Don't bluff if they don't fold more than 50%. And by definition, a whale is less likely to fold, so I just don't want to have a bluffing range, which is fine, because you'll just make more money with your value. That's a good turn. Shitty river. It's just probably really borderline here. I'm gonna check. Okay. I'm gonna go with the call 4-bet down the bottom here. What's 28? That's 45, I think. That's good here. The Black Baby story. That's a long one. I haven't told the story. Alright. Hunker down for this one. This is another 10% turn, I think. We'll go slightly bigger because of the stack size stuff. Interesting. And then over here we call it a min 3-bet. Anyway, the Black Baby story. And top set. I was in the Philippines, and I'm going to click this. Always click back top set and bottom set, and middle set's the one that you flat more with, because top set, you want to stack these ones before the board gets bad. That being said, he's got a short stack, but I'll just min raise it. It's fine. You know what I've got. He doesn't. Like, he's got anything. He shouldn't really fold. He might spaz. Never. I mean, this could be a bluff, so I'm actually going to flat this. Let him do what he wants. All right. Yeah. Okay. Whatever you want to do, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks for playing. The Black Baby story is I met a girl who worked in a bar, and we. Do I tell the full story, or just the funny ending? Well, I guess it all happened. So anyway, met a girl. She worked in a bar. She's really beautiful, like 9 out of 10, and she was 19. And I ain't gonna go too much detail on YouTube, but let's face it, things were exchanged, and I hung out with her for a while, and she was great. And I was like, oh, she's 19, she's young, she's beautiful, doesn't have any babies. This could be a potential girlfriend. So I was like, well, I've got to go back to Thailand for a few weeks because I'm seeing my family. But if you guys don't know, and this is actually a shock to 90% of people, leaving the Philippines as a Filipino is like really hard. Like, they have so many hoops they have to jump through in terms of, like, if they leave, it's like where you go. Like, it's not just like where are you going itinerary stuff. That there's like a bouncer that might say no to them, and if they can't prove absolutely everything, like to the point where it's like almost impossible to prove, like job, like what's their real job, where's their money coming from, how they got money for this trip, who's supporting them, like letters from lawyers. It's like basically impossible to leave, bar like a few exceptions. It's literally ridiculous, and I didn't know any of that. And and I tried to take a Filipino outside of Philippines before, and I just failed. And I was like, oh, you guys just can't just leave. And like literally, these border guards are like bouncers in clubs that have power, and there's no like written rule. It's all just like what's the word? It's all just buy everywhere and up to the guy on the day. And it's ridiculous because you actually can't do this process until the day you're leaving as well. Like you can't like pre-authorize or anything like that. You're just like, oh, good luck. See if we get out today. So obviously taking her to Thailand when I'd only just sort of met her for a few months, impossible. She doesn't have a real job. I would have to, we didn't have photos together. I've never met a family. Like there was like a million things that was just going to be a definite no to. So I was like, look, I'm going to Thailand, but I have an apartment in Manila. If you want to stay there while I'm gone, because if I left her in wherever she was just going to get railed every day. And I was like, what would I prefer? Getting railed every day, or maybe the option to talk to her when I get back? And I decided to take my option. And so I moved her into my apartment in Manila. And after about a week of long distance, it was clear that it was impossible to trust her. I don't know why I thought it would be possible anyway, but there you go. This is my life. And then and so I was like, you just go back to work. This is not happening. This is not a thing. And so then when I came back, I didn't rush back at this point. I came back in May 2000 and what year was it? What year did I do the bodybuilding show? Fuck, I don't even remember. But it was around in May. And then basically for the first week we weren't really talking. And then we got close again. And then by week the Bulgarian's back. By week 3, we're basically together again most days. And then by week 4, we were together every day. Okay, this is an interesting situation, but I'm not calling. And but I was leaving to go do the bodybuilding show, and I had like 5 or 6 months of bodybuilding prep. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing long distance with you again. You can't come to Thailand, and it's just not gonna happen. And she was like, yeah, I understand. And I was like, if you're still single in what the heck? If you're still single in fives, I just spazzed off. Nice. So I feel much better about my pocket nines call now, by the way. If you're still single when I come back, then maybe we can try. And so I go to Thailand, and then 2 days after I get to Thailand, she says, I'm pregnant. And it was a disaster. So I know for a fact that, I know the industry that she worked in. I know that while we were together during that 1 month period, that I know that she wasn't like 100% loyal. And we weren't together. And I know that like maybe she was loyal, say on the last week or whatever, when we were together all the time, and maybe I was her favorite guy or whatever you want to say. But given the situation, was about 70% that the kid was most likely mine, given how often I was with her for the last few weeks before the run up. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess you're gonna stop working now, and you're gonna go to Manila, and I'm mindset to do this bodybuilding show. So let's try and get your passport. Let's try and figure things out to maybe get you to Thailand, and then we'll go from there. And then that was okay for a short period of time. And then yeah, she ends up just basically like doing the classic long distance was too hard. She ends up this is a whole disaster for like 9 months basically. Should I tell you the whole story? I guess we're here now. We're committed now, boys. So I was like, all right, stop working. I think I committed to paying her support, which wasn't a lot. It was probably like $140 a week. Was it that much? I don't remember the amounts now. It wasn't a lot. It was enough for her to basically not need to go to work, and she could stay with her family in Manila. But it was not a large amount, but it wasn't like a tiny amount. It was like enough for a Filipino to survive. And we had arguments. Obviously, long distance was hard, and and then eventually, I think like month 4. Oh, by the way, abortions are illegal in Philippines. Not that that means you can't do it. So, another long story short, I have been in this situation before. Ginge, be more careful. I understand. But now I'm experienced enough to know that what you do is you order these pills, and these these pills are basically one sec, let me squeeze these guys while I talk about abortions. Uh, you order these pills, but they're not simple. There's like a whole process to do these pills. It's like a like you got to fast. A couple of them go inside. A couple of them, couple of them are oral. A couple of them are vaginal or whatever. And there's a whole rigmarole to do this. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, I'm obviously going to flat the flop. We'll see what happens on the turn. And so I ordered these pills more as like, you have the option. Oh man, he's so fucking sticky, but I just have to bluff this one, right? I just have infinite, I have just infinite good cards here. Like, but I'm gonna bet ace king for like a third, I think. I just wanted to fold like pocket sevens. Well, I don't expect to fold two pairs, so that's not the end of the world. Did you have ace ten off then? Ace ten suited. I guess that's fine in position there. Yeah, that's fine. This guy like donked. I guess on the third dunk I let it go. This one was a 3-bet, and I'm gonna double barrel for a third, I think, versus a fish. Yeah, so she has these abortion pills, and I'm gonna fold. And then she ends up going back to the bar when we had like a little argument, and I was like, "Look, if you go with the customer tonight, we're done. No matter what happens here, this is never gonna end well." And she ends up going with the customer, and then the next day she's like, "Well, just give me the, give me the instructions to do the abortion pills," and I was pretty mad. So I told her to walk off the top of a hotel. I told her to jump off a building, basically, and which I think is a pretty reasonable reaction. And then blocked her for about a week and a half, and then I decided that this was stupid. I should just unblock her and give her the instructions. So I unblocked her and I gave her the instructions, and then she proceeds. Obviously, I'm not supporting her anymore. And then she proceeds to try to get in my good graces for the next 3 months or so. And I've got people telling me like, "Oh, she's not pregnant. She's not pregnant." And I was like, "All right." Well, I messaged her and I said, "Are you pregnant or not? Did you do the abortion thing?" She said, "No, no." She sends me a picture of her belly on. She's fully pregnant. And then so I'm like, "Great." So she doesn't. At this point, like so many people know that like the abortion is like sort of off the table because the Filipino culture. Like once their family kind of knows about the baby, it's sort of over. And then so yeah, now we're just sweating to see if this baby pops out, and and then and I'm sort of ignoring her. I'm like sort of done with her, and but then I do the bodybuilding show, and then it's like month 8, and I'm like, right, well, I guess I go back to the Philippines, and at this point, she's tried so hard to get back into my good graces. I'm like, I rent an apartment that I'm going to move into when I get back, but I put her there to wait for me because like she's 8 months pregnant now, her working. Um, I've been a PI in Pattaya, believe it. I believe you. Like these girls are brutal. Um, and this guy's short stacked, right? I think I just jammed. And then so we kind of lived together for the last month, 6 weeks, and obviously we're not having sex because she's so far pregnant that it just doesn't really make sense to. Jack. Oh, nice. Probably shouldn't have called it on a short stack, but whatever. And then so we lived together for 6 weeks, and we actually start to get like sort of close, but we're not having sex. And then I have to, we go and do the pregnancy. She does it. She has to do a cesarean, and yeah, bros, like doing a pregnancy thing in the Philippines is just like they're so. I don't want to be too negative, but the Philippines has got a lot to learn about the world. and how it works. Like I remember after the baby was born, I was like, "Can I see the baby?" And they're like, "Oh, you want to see the baby?" I'm like, "Yes." And it's funny because in the Philippines, uh, the way they do naming of the children, they try and merge the mom and dad's name. So if you've, I don't know if you've ever got, I assume most of you don't know much about the Philippines, but like you'll see names like they have like three barrel names like Jessriel Marilyn because their mom's called Mary and their uncle's called Jess and someone else is called Real. They kind of mix all the names. So whilst we were trying to name the baby, I was I'm Richard, obviously. I'm not Ginge. I'm Richard, and hers is Chess. So we mixed Richard and Chess and made Chris with all the names, and I was quite proud of that because I was like, oh, it actually makes a real name if you mix it together, right? So we got Christopher Shields pops out, and let's face it, all babies just look like potatoes when they're born. So I have no idea. And to be honest, before, oh yeah, spoiler, it wasn't my baby, obviously. Um, it was a random black guy's baby, which is why when people ask me if I have a kid, I say, yeah, I have a black baby now. Um, but to be honest, it started off not 100% dark, and she's darker skinned than me. Obviously, I'm fucking pasty as fuck. Um, so that isn't like a huge tell anyway. But and in certain lights it got lighter, and like sometimes baby skin gets lighter or darker like as they progress, right? So it's not like a major read whether it was whether and then basically after 3 days I was always she knew I was gonna do the DNA test, but like after like 3 days or so, do the swab. About 7 days later, a week later, comes back 100% not mine. I'm like, I think you know, and she's like, yeah, I didn't know. I hoped it was yours, but I was just one. But she goes, once I saw it, I knew it wasn't yours. I was like, all right, all the best. Yeah, so I had a black baby. What's going on with your guys' lives? I've in the middle of doing a bodybuilding show whilst trying to be dealing with the Thai fucking government. Um, whilst dealing with the Thai government, trying to build 3 villas. So it's quite a busy time, guys. I called it 3-bit here. I got no idea if I'm up or down this session. I got 2 decent stacks and 2 single bind stacks, so 50-50. I will bluff this river if he checks. Oh, it's a nice turn, I guess. So there you go, Midnight. How do you say that name? Midnight Czar? I've always read it as Midnight Czar. That's the Black Baby story. I'm trying to think if I got any other crazy stories since I've been gone. Inevitably, it's yes, but you sometimes just need some spark to set the stories off. Ace Jack's probably pretty close when we're infinite deep, right? Oh, that's nice now. Just gonna start with another bet to fuck him up. Turn to bigs affected, bro. I think jam is too obvious. What is the right sizing? What is the right sizing? I guess you can't jam over that. But I don't know what folds, given I bet so big on the flop. I'm not sure what he has. Ooh. Kind of. Do you feel like I lost the minimum there? I guess he wasn't expecting that on the flop. I've probably got some other wild stories. I have some stories that I can't quite say, not for embarrassing reasons, but just like, yeah, there's some crazy things going on in the world these days, bros. How did I miss? Obviously, I would have lost hearts there. Chocolate Baby 55. Guess you mean haha in Thai. I think I check raised. The 6 is going to get overbet, I think, on the rainbow. PI is a personal investigator. We 3-bet, c-bet this, so we're just going to double barrel. Probably give up the river. Turn here, we check call the flop, and then just jam this turn. Nah, we don't because of the rainbow. We would jam a flush draw turn there. Then we jam this river. Queen 10 we're about to give up. I'm just going to show you. Oh, that's really annoying to lose King Jack. Could have lost my stack, I guess. How are we doing? We had like 5.6. How much we got here? 12. 12, 5. We're down $200, which is not as bad as I thought it was. You're welcome for the story. You know me, guys. I don't hold things back. I like telling you the stories, especially now they're all over and done with. Dino after us again here. We're gonna flat. Don't like that flop. I don't like this flop either. These guys are fish though, so we probably have to call one. Dino gives us the free card and we turn the card that keeps us the most involved. I'm gonna do some weird lead here, just because I feel like we get called by worse, but if they bet big and both call, then it's worse. I really don't like this, but I don't think I can fold yet. We beat Queen 10. Does that exist? Check when he checks call, I think we can bet. He's got too many like 7-6 on my callers. I got him labels a whale for a reason. Can't call with ace high, I don't think. I don't know what checks the flop, but I'm out. We got a nice call there. You ended up banged up in Japan. I've been banged up in Thailand. Look, it's just part of the game of life, bros. If you've never done like this, is what annoys me about not so yeah social media. Like you post about going to jail in Thailand, and you just tell your story, and you're not asking for sympathy. You're not asking to say like, "Oh, woe is me." I'm just saying this is a thing that happened, and then people just comment saying, "Oh, why would you have friends like that? Why would you do this? Why would you do that?" I'm like, bro, do you live in the real world? Like, have you never done anything that was considered illegal in some part of the world? And if you haven't, like everybody has. Like, why don't people like? Do you know anyone, like even a priest, has probably done something that is considered illegal at some part, at some place in the world, right? Like, no one has not done anything that is so white that they wouldn't get in trouble if everyone knew absolutely everything about themselves, right? Am I naive to say that? And then all the comments just seem to like ignore that fact. I'm not saying you have to break the rules or that you should break the rules, but I bet 90% of you have more. I go close. I'd bet 100. I bet you. Would you? What do you think? Is if I bet 100% that everyone by the age of say 30 has done something that would have been considered illegal or against the rules in one country in the world? Is that would I lose that bet if I bet 100%? Am I way off? Yeah, the villa stress is pretty tilting actually. Um, well, we can do that story next if you want. Problem with that is there are certain things with the villa stuff I probably can't say on camera. I can hint, but I can't. Oh, this is interesting. I guess we have to float one. I'll fold the turn. Nice. Here we 3-bet, and then he donks the flop and we raise. So the villas isn't. Oh, I don't think we beat 3-bet though. I mean, like we beat 10-9 maybe, or pocket nines maybe. All right. Fold. So I finally made some fucking money, and this was like even before I was streaming, and I was just like the boy from Birmingham, the working class guy. Like, what do I do? I've got money now. Property. So I bought a condo in Thailand, and to be honest, I convinced myself that if I buy the place where I live, I'm printing because my ROI. I don't have to pay rent ever again. I live somewhere. That's the easiest 8% ROI that you're ever going to get, right? That's even better than the stock market. It's guaranteed. And the problem was that is technically true, but I travel way too much, and I hate being in one place, and that wasn't my forever home, and so I was right but wrong. I kind of bought it because I actually with this is a funny story as well. We got stiffed sort of in a private game in Thailand, and this is where I get all the comments, not you guys, but on the social media stuff, where like, "Oh my god, you're playing private game in Thailand, it's illegal. You deserve to get stiffed." I'm like, come on, shut up. But there was two partners in this game. One guy was really straight, and one guy was a degen. But the problem was the degen's the guy losing all the money, right? And he ends up owing three of us, not me, my two friends, about 1 million baht, which is 30,000 US. And basically, the other guy that ran the game with him that was pretty straight didn't know. We had to have dinner with him, told him, and he's like, "Oh fuck," but like, just give me some time to pay it. I'm not sure what this is. That's it. I really. But long story short, the straight guy in the game, he was selling his condo, and it was like one of the three I was considering buying. So basically, rather than play sticker price, I paid 1 million less. So I didn't gain anything from that. I still paid almost full price, really. I didn't, but then I paid the 1 million to my friends. So I kind of half did that out of like, well, I'm 30, I'm thinking about buying it anyway, but I'm also like, well, I guess that one got me over the line a bit. But felt like my hand was forced a little bit, and I didn't get that good of a deal. I got an okay deal, just didn't get a really good deal. What are we doing? I bet the turn he didn't raise, and now he wants to bet big. And he checked back the flop. She's a 7, right? Like, what else can you have? Because all these pairs are just going to show it down now. I don't know. I made it tight. Yeah, so then I got that condo, and then I was like, all right. And I did that all legitimate, because if you don't know, in Thailand, you can own. The way it works is, let's say there's a condo building with 100 condos, then foreigners are allowed to own 50 of them or 49 of them legitimately, and the other 49 have to be owned by Thais. And but you can buy a Thai condo through a company, and you can own a Thai company with what they have done before. I'm not saying I've done this. Let me say very clear. Was it a big story in the Philippines that Vitaly got sent to jail? Yeah, I think it was. But he was obviously pushing the line way too hard there. For those that don't know, Vitaly was like a prankster YouTube that would just do like pranks that were a little bit distasteful to the Filipinos, and then he got arrested, and they were like made a big deal out of him because they felt like he was disrespectful to their country, and he was doing it in a lot of Southeast Asian countries and just changing countries and leaving. And then Philippines said, "Nah, fuck you, and we're going to deal with you." I think he's gone. I think he got deported to Russia now. I'm not sure. But yeah, they wasn't happy about that. But yeah, but honestly, I have to be. No, I don't have to be careful about what I say in the Philippines, but they are extremely proud of their country, which is interesting because it's one of the least sophisticated countries I've ever lived in, and there's a lot to be improved upon. So it is misguided pride that they have, which in some ways holds them back because they're satisfied by low quality, high levels of corruption all over the place. And pointing that out to them is difficult with this weird, misguided pride that they have. I said that very, very politically correct. But yeah, so basically in Thailand, what people have done. This is close because I got 2 double backdoors here, I think. What you could do is you could own a Thai property with a company where you were the director, for example. What am I got there? Got him. This guy 3-bet check call flop, so I am not the aggressor. Yeah, I follow the Irish time. I don't know why this guy's donking the 3, but we'll call, I guess. Or do we min raise? Well, I think I like a min raise. You're gonna spaz, so I can spaz too. But then what people do is they can own a Thai company. I don't know what he's got, but we tried to induce a spaz here. All right, and we lost. Got what we wanted, but then didn't. What do we label that as? We'll call him a Spice Girl. If you own a Thai company and you make yourself 49%, and then you take, say, 3 Thai people and give them 17% each, and then you make them sign to say that they are going to give you the director rights and all the rights to their shares. Now I have a tough spot here. A 3-bet bet. I think I just have to call off. 10. I think I misread that board a little bit. I don't know whether that was a call off, but I thought the ace of hearts was on the board. But obviously, then if he'd jammed ace x of hearts, it would have been a disaster. But it was sort of best case scenario, which was still bad. So maybe that, but the price was probably still there. So basically, people have been doing this Thai nominee thing for the last 50 or 60 years. And it's become part of like the Thailand foreign investment structures. Like it's that common. Like I may or may not have done that to buy a condo during COVID. And the reason that was such a good deal during COVID was because let's take a condo building that's like popular. Let's say there's 100 units. Now, if you are renting, oops, sorry, wrong table. If you are renting, you don't know whether you're renting from a Thai or a foreigner. And let's say that what would happen is the foreigners buy the condos for say $100,000, and the Thais can buy the condos for $75,000, but the rental yields are the same. So the Thais are printing if the rental yield's any good because they get to pay 33% less, 25% discount. So what they would do is they would just get massive mortgages because they can get finance because it's Thailand, and then they would get these huge mortgages, and then they would rent loads of condos in where the yield's good, and then they would print. But then COVID happened, and then they were all over leveraged, and they were fucked. So the sick deals were on the Thai-owned condos, where you would have to own them in this weird nominee structure, which was the normal thing to do in Thailand, like literally super normal for the last 50, 60 years. And so I may or may not know people that did a couple of flips there, and it worked out pretty well. Some of them didn't do everyone that did that made a little bit of money because they just got to buy and hold and like wait for COVID to finish. And the Thais were like had to sell them at really rock bottom prices because they just basically didn't want to lose their credit ratings. The house was going to be taken by the bank, and it's not like the West where the bank is smart. It's so ridiculous sometimes, the Thai banking system, because there's so many people with their fingers in the pies that, for example, they will confiscate a $75,000 condo which had a $40,000 mortgage, and then they will try and list it for like $150,000 because they've got so many fees that they stack on, and they just end up holding it for like the next 10 years before it even sells. So it's a bit ridiculous, the whole system, to be honest. But so then I had a little bit of experience into that, and then I ended up in Phuket during COVID, and I was like, oh, I really like this part of Phuket. I think this part of Phuket's going to really pop off after COVID, and I was right about that. I wonder if I can invest here, but I looked around, and I was looking at villas because I was like, Phuket's more a villa-y place than a condo-y place. And yeah, you want to have like your space, you want to have your pool, you want to have like your nice bedrooms. And in my particular area in Phuket, there was nothing nice and modern. And so I gave myself a budget of like 300,000 US to find somewhere nice. And I shopped and shopped and shopped during COVID, and I didn't really find too many good deals because most people that were like most owners, these were like their second homes, and they would just hold them. Like, oh, I'm just not going to sell it during COVID unless it's a fire sale. Now the Thai fire sale made sense because they're all over leveraged, but the villa fire sale didn't make sense. So the only way I could find a deal was if I bought land. So then I shopped for land, and I found a really nice plot of land. And you got to be careful buying plots of land because you got to make sure it's water access, road access. You got to make sure the shape's right because, for example, like sometimes they say a plot of land which would be like, imagine a square with like a long line, and then realistically you can't build anything on the long line. So it's like it's basically irrelevant, even though it's like a large plot, for example. And then they'll give you some other big plots where there's no access. So you got to be careful with electric. You got to be careful with water. You got to be careful with access. There's lots of different variables and stuff like that. I think I can check. But I found a good plot, and I bought the plot. I think we have to go now. And I think we over that here. And I paid about 180 to 200,000 US, depending on the rates. And I had a Thai company that was I'm not going to talk about the structures. I had a Thai. It was the land was already in a Thai company, and I did what I had to do to get that company over to me. And then I went to Macau, and then I went to America. Then I went to and I was shopping around then for developers. Like I was trying to figure out the price of building houses, the price of building, reselling the land. Do I want to bluff this? I think so. And then and obviously I was trying to find developers that would be good to work with, but honestly, half of them were just salespeople, and it was kind of annoying, to be honest. And I then ended up going, and then I didn't do too great in America. Then I did really well in Macau. And off the back of doing really well in Macau, I found a guy that I vibed with that was a good builder, a Kiwi guy, and we were like, right, let's do this. And yeah, then I basically proceeded to build 3 villas, and that was more stressful than you can imagine. And now we've got this nominee clampdown, which is super tilting. There were other issues too, but it's just like I don't want to bore you with the context. There was about 100 different things that went wrong with this that should not have gone wrong, and there were things that went right. The really good thing is, the villas are beautiful. The villas are built really well. The villas are designed beautifully. They are solid villas, and they're going to make me. I'm in for like 1.2 million because of some nonsense, including the land, and they're probably valued without the Thai nonsense, with all the the clampdowns, all that kind of stuff, at like 2.1, and they make 200K a year. So, unfortunately, all my bankroll is now tied up in those villas, bar like a little bit. But they're making me good money. But I do owe a little bit to my dad, just like cash flow stuff. Some people, I probably should have sold equity. I had bad poker advice. I was like, should I sell a percentage of this? And I had this poker player says to me, well, if you think it's a good deal, why would you sell it? And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'll keep it all. And I was like, oh. Problem is, it's what I've learned the hard way is that sales velocity when it comes to property is a real thing. And realistically, in Thailand, the sales velocity is best at like 150 to 200K range. Like one of my properties is 700K. Like how often does someone just show up that has 700K to invest in into a Thai property? So it's like, and I've got 3 of them. So it's not easy. They're making great money, so I can't. And also, the agents in Thailand are so useless, man. They're just like, they can't even do their jobs. So it's difficult, stressful. I would like to just sell them and reinvest less money. I still like property. I like crypto. I like stocks. I like property. Property is good. But I would just be way less all in next time. That was the problem. Did an ISO here? Oh, wrong table. Did an ISO and then seabed here? This guy limped. I already beat anything if you bet here. Okay. 3-bet, seabed this one. Don't be donk. Defended the flop, bluffing the river. Just wanted to fold 6x. How are we doing now? We seem to be, we've been butchered this section. I don't think we've done much wrong. Bar maybe the 9's call, which I justified after the fact, really. How much we got on the table? 1200, maybe 1300. 5.6. Yeah, we're down like $600 now. Aces, sort me out. I guess 3 binds is not a lot grand scheme. It just feels like. Queen 10, this guy like dunked into me and I called, and he dunked into me again and I called. Nice, I bet big no. Bro, just ask to select, or select rate bet, you'll get 6% flat. I don't know what that means. King's super annoying. 3-bet, C-bet, check, check, turn, and then he's just ripped on me on this river. He knows I can have an ace. So he's repping a flush. Which I've seen him do this a few times. And I don't even know if my hand is supposed to be a call. I guess a diamond is good. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna fold. I don't know though. Like, he doesn't. I don't think he rips an ace here. I do have the nuts over here though. This is the station. I can't decide, guys. I think there's something weird here, to be honest. But I'm gonna let it go. Alright, I'll flat one. Alright, you win. I guess we overbet the turn. The overbet might not be big enough. There might have been a 3x pot overbet. Oh well, we got the sort of, maybe. Bet fold, I guess. Any fire with a zoom? No. You know I'm stuck when I'm looking for bigger stakes. Enjoy the gym, bro. King 6. I'm gonna fucking do it, boys. I'm in a mood. We 3-bet, C-bet the jacks. I think we like a double 1/3. Goes for the snap. Oh, what are the quads? Got fucking too much of the board. A little bit too big. Come on, I want a big pot. Do some check raising here, I think. Nice. Fold, but what hand are you talking about? It's been 20 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not a good turn. We're still ahead of hands like ace 5 of diamonds. Oh man, do I bluff this river? I guess we bluff queen 10 and don't bluff ace queen, right? The real question is, do we hero or do we check raise? Yeah. Annoying run up. But he might have heroed if he was good there, so. But I'm gonna double barrel that like most of the time on an unpaired turn. VIP program for who? You just email stars and you get it? Just type select I don't know what this means, bro. You're saying words, but I don't understand them. Type where? I'm in the Philippines at the moment. Ginge don't pay me anymore, that's why. I'm a shill. I always preferred stars. I got used to GG a bit. Felt like the rake was high. I used to have a coaching stable on Party Poker back in the day, UK, and the rake was so high, and we got 80% rake back that we used to be happy if people won at -2 big blinds. And when I was playing at GG, I got some 100% rake back deals on certain days, not every day. Do you guys? I don't know if they still do Russian Cash Fridays. I used to love that because I was winning at Russian Cash Fridays. I got 100% rate back as a pro, and my splash pots were always doubled. So I think most splash pots were like 10 big blinds, but mine were minimum 20 big blinds. And people play splash pots so bad. And so this I won't jam. I will jam it sometimes, but I'll just mix it. Okay, call we can deal with. So if I was winning, I reckon with the 100% rate back, I was winning in that pool for like $100 an hour, maybe higher, maybe $120 an hour. And but it was brutal because you just have a losing grapple or rake, and then I just get my little bonus at the end of the month. But oh, here's 10k Ginge. So I used to like grind 20 hours on those days. I think I'm supposed to bluff this. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to bluff that. I'm not sure. Usually like grind 20 hours, and then and that would be my all my content as well. Call it 3-bet, check flop. I think we try and show this down. It's a bit awkward, this one. I think the taxes are more to do with your home country, right? I don't know enough about that because I'm from the UK. Over here is a good sizing. I think this guy's getting away with some belligerent aggression. I'm not going to call with threes, obviously. He says as he tanks with threes. I'll just note it for next time. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't tell Philippines that I'm a poker player and withdraw money to the Philippines. Like, my money goes straight to either crypto or my bank, right? So, Philippines, I'm here on a tourist visa. Thailand, I'm on a tourist visa. There are some silly rules now that if you're in a certain country for over 180 days, you're a tax resident, but gambling is illegal. So, I don't know which rules do you want, bros? Like, you're an international gambler. You can do what you want. You don't need to live in the matrix. I mean, maybe tournaments is some, live tournaments. You got to do some tax stuff. But who the fuck plays tournaments for a living? Ugh. I'm probably supposed to score one. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't think I've won very much money today. I think I've actually lost. We did have that flush versus aces. I remember that one. We did have nines versus against aces. I remember that one. But other than that, I just feel like we just had the worst of it in some bad spots and made some pretty good folds. Can't win them all. This is one of the sessions where you're happy to only be down like 3 binds, I think. I have to apply for rate back. I didn't know that was a thing. Is that just like a new, it's like a fish tax where you need to know about it, and if you don't know about it, you just don't get it. So therefore you're a fish. Pretty annoying. So I'm quitting stars soon anyway. Maybe today. Maybe that will make me rage quit. I'll switch to Ginge that you keep complaining about. This is my last table. I'll check the giraffe. Oh no, it's bad. It's bad. I think after overbet it gets a little bit thin. Because he can call wide on the turn, but he can't call super wide on the river. Because he can call like Jack 10, Queen 10, King Queen on the turn. Yeah, alright. He might fold down the river though. That's like best case scenario. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching. So the balance, oh, you can't see it. We started with like 5.6 and now we're like 4.9. So we lost like 3.25 buy-ins, which is annoying, but we did run pretty bad today. So see you on the next one.